Blessings, everyone. It's been a little bit. I'm just getting back into the swing of doing the videos again. And Spirit has just been... It's very hard to express the miraculous expansion myself and Sasha have been experiencing. And I'm encouraging him to get out there and share and do some videos as well, because his radiance is just glorious. He's such a beautiful heart. And for us together to be on this journey, we're connecting with soul family all over the place. We've met some neighbors recently that are very connected and expanding in spirit and learning different teachings and such. And so we're hoping eventually to get a connection in our physical community, not just on the online community, but it seems to be Spirit is pulling that forward, and so it's just been glorious. So this is the Energy and Spirit Oracle. I love this oracle because it embodies beautiful messages, kind of like something that we can contemplate and focus on throughout the day, to uplift and perhaps heal if that's the need. So first I would like to say thank you to Source for allowing me to be a medium of light. And I ask that Spirit step forward and please help bring a message for the highest good. Thank you. I'm grateful. And as always, I'm just going to shuffle 3. First one embodies Source. The second one embodies Spirit. And the third embodies Soul, which is the beautiful expression of all of 3 that helps us tell our story here. And then, as always, I just kind of, after I've shuffled, I move the cards around and Spirit will say which one to take. Sometimes it jumps out, sometimes it just is something there. Spirit says, okay, grab this one. And so they're saying, take this one today. Soulful appreciation, heartfelt gratitude. And this is actually, as the energy is opening and drawing close. As always, they're drawing my attention to the butterfly, which is, I don't know if anybody could see that, but this is a very special meaning for me, so I know what this is going to be about. We know that butterfly represents transformation and change. But today, literally, they're showing me, they're bringing my attention to the coins. And they're saying this one is about change. That we think of transformation, we think of the chrysalis. But this is also a very strong message that many of us see when we see the dragonfly. And the dragonfly embodies more of that transformation, where the monarch or the butterfly is more about change. And what they're saying is that in that space of gratitude can't be measured. When we think of the material world and the physical, when we're standing in that space of gratitude, we're soaring, we have the wings, we are bringing on the change. We're tipping the scales. When we are embodying a space of gratitude, when we are coming from that heart space, and they're showing me all the riches in the picture, the beautiful little sparks of light, the droplets of wisdom that we incur when we are listening to our soul and are connecting with Spirit and finding that grand central sun within. Walking through change brings the wings to soar. And this is something that I'm hearing. They're saying walking through change brings the wings to soar. But they also are speaking about, not only do we have to be able to breathe through this experience and understand that through the heart space, all change, it's priceless. It can't be really measured. It's the perfect balance of the physical and the spiritual as we move through change. But we also have to remember how to land, how to ground. the beauty of the wings is being able to see an expanded vision. We're being able to see clearly because we're taking the view much higher than any situation that we may be in. But also, part of the responsibility, part of the mindfulness of having these beautiful wings and moving through change like the butterfly is the ability to land and stay steady. And they're explaining that many butterflies that we see, like the swallowtail, if everybody's familiar with this butterfly, when it lands on a flower, it's always flapping its wings, it's always moving, it's always moving, it's always steadying itself with its wings. And the monarch butterfly is more of a subtle butterfly. It understands that it's using its wings to balance as well as fly. So it's not always in that constant state of movement. And as they're showing here, the scales are a little tipped more on the end of the butterfly because they're saying that that heart space always tips the balance more in our favor. That when we're coming into the physical and we're focused on the material things, and it doesn't have to be financial, it could be the material things like our physical body, or the material things like creativity, bringing things into our space that we want to create from an idea. That balancing and grounding with that clear sight, that clear vision that the wings bring us, and centering in that can bring the scales into balance more for our favor. And they're repeating this over again. It's tipping the scales in our favor. And so the message from Spirit today is, in that heartfelt gratitude, recognizing, they're bringing up a conversation that Sasha and I had this morning about manifesting. And something Spirit has been really bringing through a lot into my awareness over and over again for many years now is that the idea of manifesting puts us in a space of waiting. It takes us out of being present because we're putting something into the universe and we're pretending already that we have this. We're trying to visualize us and whatever that we're looking for. And we'll use an example like we did this morning of a brand new car. This person may be visualizing and acting as if they have the car, and they're seeing themselves in the car. They're smelling the new car smell. They're imagining going on vacations in this beautiful new car. The whole spiel of it. And what Spirit is saying is that when we're doing these things, we are putting ourselves in a space of waiting, that we're sending forth into the universe a wish, and then focusing on all of the aspects of it. But we're waiting. Yes, we're releasing the desire. We're letting the universe take the reign and take control. But we're out of balance because what we're creating is more of a space of lacking. We're creating that space that we're not grateful. We're saying to the universe, we're lacking something. We need this. We're imagining this. But what the universe replies with is to sit in that space of heartfelt gratitude and recognize everything is there. There's nothing lacking. We don't have to manifest. What we do is we recognize everything is full and perfect in our life. Everything is abundant. Everything is an endless possibility within reach. There is this beautiful new car on another frequency waiting for us to see it. It's there already. And when we're in that space where we don't feel like we're lacking, there isn't any of that frequency being sent out to the universe of waiting. It's keeping us very present. It's keeping us centered in the now, in the heart space. And I'm hearing Spirit say, this is very difficult for many people because they believe in this law of attraction, like attracts like, and manifesting and writing things down and putting it out into the universe. But Spirit is inviting us to perhaps try a different aspect of this, a different possibility. When we write things down, try writing things down, because we recognize that it's already there. It's already in our frequency. We have already related to this new car. We understand that the universe has its perfect plan of how it's going to help us to recognize it in actuality. And so we don't have to sit in that space of waiting. We don't have to put it out to the universe and wait for the universe to bring it to us. We don't even have to go out and try to achieve any tasks that bring us closer or align ourselves into some special frequency that brings us to us. We simply have to recognize that everything that we need is there for us. It's already in this space. We just have to align to the frequency, vibrate, and then recognize when it comes our way. And what is that recognition? It's not that we're going to walk outside and the new car is going to be in the driveway. I mean, that is a possibility. But we recognize the opportunity when it arises to step into that space, that it's there. And what does that mean? It could mean a vast array of things for many different people. But to give an example would be bringing into actuality the new car, because now we just saved enough money because we had the job that we wanted to do, and we're given a choice of what we want to do with this. Maybe we're given the opportunity to lease the new car, to explore the possibility. Maybe we're given the opportunity to share a car that is brand new. There's many, many possibilities that bring something right into our awareness that's already existing in a frequency that we're desiring. But the biggest, most beautiful aspect of all of this, Spirit is saying, is the balance, is learning how to land. Sitting in the frequency, recognizing the abundance, recognizing everything around us we once asked for has actualized. Where we're sitting right now, and many find this difficult because they want to argue that, well, why would I actualize breaking my leg? And that's simple. You believed enough to come here during this time, and your soul believed enough to allow this experience without looking at it, this is good or bad, because you're going to learn something from it. So what is actualizing something is just a path we're taking. It's just a frequency we're aligning with to expand in our consciousness and our heart space. So when we remove from the equation something is good or bad or right or wrong and all of these things that we like to label, we recognize that everything is here, everything that we need, whether it's a lesson that we promised ourselves that we would work on in this lifetime, and then all the opportunities to learn it will be presented to us. Sometimes we don't get it the first time, so Spirit will knock us right through into a very serious aspect of this lesson by breaking the leg, so we have to sit still and work on what we need to work on. That is the actuality. It's bringing forth what already is there for us to expand. And the new car it's here for us. It's not in a space of lacking that we have to wait and manifest. It's just recognizing that the opportunities will bring this forward as soon as we align with those frequencies. As soon as we are always in that heart space. Spirit is saying, have you ever had the experience when you really, really want something, you really wanted it, and then it never came to pass, or it hadn't come to pass yet, and then you just kind of say, you know what, I don't want it anymore, and then sure enough, what happens? There it is. We like to use the word irony. But what Spirit is saying is, it's because we moved out of that place of wanting, waiting, trying to manifest, try to release this into the universe, and asphyxiating on all the aspects of how it feels, how it tastes, imagining ourselves with whatever it is that we're asking, and just understanding that the universe is going to bring for our highest good that perfect frequency, so we can stop a minute and recognize it's all right here. It's a very, very difficult aspect to be comfortable in for us, because there's always but. And Spirit is gently nudging us to give this a try. Step into that space. Look around and see every single thing, physical or in the unseen worlds, that we can experience on a multiverse frequency is here. It's right here. When I look around my room right now, they're encouraging me. Everything I see was brought into the actuality, because at some point I felt the pull to it. And this goes more into the space of thoughts or things. And a beautiful example of that is when we look around us. Just about everything in the physical world was once somebody's creative idea that they brought into actuality by stepping forward and co-creating it. Every single thing, even down to this card, this was somebody's channeled experience from Spirit that was brought into actuality. All of these things are proof that thoughts are things. And that's the magic. That's the beautiful wings balancing us to land, is when we recognize that we're not lacking, we're not having to manifest anything. Yes, inspiration boards are beautiful because it helps us focus. And if we like the term manifesting, we can understand the definition of that is a focus. To focus on that frequency, focus on that heart space, focus on the inspiration that ignites the heart, and allow the experience of expanding, and it will come into our awareness because we've aligned right to the frequency in the now. We're not in that space of wait. We're not in the space of lack. We're not in the space of putting this lacking feeling into the universe and saying, I'm manifesting this, and imagining ourselves there. And then the universe is just going to mirror that. It's going to mirror back all that we're imagining as imagination to us. We want to bring this into the actuality. We want to bring this into the physical, and that's why thoughts are things. We bring it into the heart space, and we sit centered in that, and we clear out the energy, and we stay present. That's the most powerful space to be. Everything reveals right in this space. So they're pulling their energy back. It went a little different than a little bit of what the card said today, because Spirit had a strong message with this. It's something that's been coming up a lot. And a lot of beautiful soul family all over the place. I'm seeing that there's a lot of us that are recognizing this teaching from Spirit as another possibility of how we are co-creating in our world. And so I hope that this gives anyone watching this an alternative to the other things that we've been exploring and learning and expanding in. It only takes a moment to test this, see if this resonates, try this, sit with this. It's a beautiful space. I've experienced the miracles expanding in this. All my love, and thank you so very much for allowing me to bring this message. Beautiful blessings, everyone.